The ancient Egyptians' attitudes towards death was influenced by their belief in immortality. They thought of death as a temporary mechanism rather than the end of their life. To confirm their belief of life after death, people paid respect to the gods during and after their life. When Egyptians died, they were mummified so the soul would return to the body, giving it life. Death was considered to be a necessary process that one had to go through in order to enter an aspect of peace and eternity. The Egyptians spent their life preparing for life after death. To prepare for the afterworld, the opening of the mouth ceremony was performed on the mummy. This ritual involved the burning essence and touching the mummy with ritual objects to restore the ability to speak, touch, see, smell and hear. The ceremony was originally performed on statues of the kings in the temples. The afterworld was considered dangerous. The underworld consisted of serpents armed with knives, dragons and reptiles. When arriving to the land, the god Duat, the dead, had to pass through 7 gates, reciting a spell at each gate. At the end of 7 gods, they arrived to a place of judgment, where the gods performed the weighing of the heart ceremony. This ceremony was to see if the person's deeds were worthy. The god who was in charge of the ceremony was Anubis. Anubis was a god who was associated with mummification in the afterlife. The animal that Anubis portrayed was a golden jackal. It was suggested that 42 gods listened to the confessions of the dead. The person's heart would be placed on a scale which would balance next to a feather, and if the person's heart and the feather was the same weight, the person would achieve immortality. If the heart wasn't the same weight as the feather, it would be consumed by the goddess Amet, and the person wouldn't survive in the afterlife. And death is not real, even in the relative sense. It is a birth of a new life. And you shall go on to higher and still higher planes of life, to higher and still higher planes of life, for aeons upon aeons of time, and you shall explore its furthest recesses.